of thanks before I invite the Deputy President to welcome the President. Charles.
Your Excellency the President, Your Excellency the Deputy President, Your Excellency the Honorable Prime Minister, viongozi wote ambao mmefika hapa siku ya leo, wale wote mmekuja kutufariji na kuwa nasi wakati tunasindikisha mzee wetu kwa safari hii ya mwisho. Naomba niwasalimie kwanza, hamjambo. Mintombi amore. Biamono kakina andenda basabe asa maskanya manene. Asa maskanya manene. Tuwali wancha toge ndene programu yebunere. Wali mwale ukwana ntuba igwete. Lakini tuanchire ekiaira ni mayete na aneko batebinde buna omwaka banchete na iruna mwa musigete kamoranche tikatokole programu ye asenjera ya maskani. Your Excellency, before I move a vote of thanks, allow me in just a few minutes to read a personal tribute to Dad. Dad, it is time to say goodbye. But then again, because we are people of faith, it is not a final goodbye. We believe that we shall be reunited before God's throne on that resurrection morning. Like the Apostle Paul in his second letter to Timothy, you have finished the race, you have fought the good fight, and you have kept the faith. And what a life it has been. I thank God for having given you to me as my father. From you, I have learned much. You taught us by example to accord respect and dignity to everybody, irrespective of their socioeconomic status. Courage has been one of your greatest virtues. You always courageously stood for what you believed in, even against all odds. I recall when I was chairperson of the Commission for the Implementation of the Constitution, many times doing my job properly required rubbing the establishment the wrong way. When this happened, and depending on the perspective of the person speaking, people would say, he is courageous like his father. Or they would say, huyu ana kichwa ngumu kama baba yake. Either way, I was proud to be associated to that virtue of yours. Dad, again by example, you taught us generosity. You always reminded us to acknowledge God's blessings, and you, in turn, shared those blessings widely. Time without number, I have met people who I didn't know previously, and they have said to me, without your father, I would not be what I am today. There is so much more, Dad, that I learned from you, values and virtues I observed throughout my life, and which I am sure my siblings will endeavor to emulate. Dad, in your last few years, you have struggled stoically with a deteriorating health situation. For me, it has been painful and traumatic to watch my strong, active, and independent father lose his strength, become largely inactive, and also become dependent. Even after over 2 years, it remained a major challenge for me to mentally reconcile with the sight of you on a wheelchair, your mobility severely compromised. Through this situation, however, God, in His infinite goodness, provided a unique opportunity for you and I. In that period, we had the opportunity to talk on a one-to-one many times. In these conversations, you told me many things. Indeed, you poured your heart out to me in a manner I would not previously have thought possible. I felt you speak to me, not just as your eldest son, but as a close and trusted friend. I will forever cherish that opportunity and experience. There are things that you shared with me that I will take to the grave with me. Many other things that you shared will be of immense assistance to me as your son going forward. Dad, as we lay you to rest today, I want to promise you that I will do my part towards your family remaining as you had built it and as you would like it to remain. God chose to call you home on my birthday. I believe that in the fullness of time, He will reveal to me the significance of that. For the rest of my life, I will celebrate you and your life as I mark the birth that you gave to me. On that, your last day on earth, a few hours before you gave up the spirit, I stood beside your hospital bed with my wife Jane, and we prayed. I spoke to you and I said, Dad, whatever happens, it shall be well. Well now, Dad, it is well. Tata, it is well. Thank you. Let me begin the vote of thanks by acknowledging and thanking all the medical personnel that attended to Dad throughout the period that he has been unwell. In the UK, Dr. Stephen Manga and the set of doctors and hospital staff looked after Dad, and we are grateful to them. In Nairobi, Dr. Robert Mathenge, together with his team of doctors and together also with the management and staff of the Nairobi Hospital, we want to appreciate them for all that they have done for Dad right up to the minute that he rested within the Nairobi Hospital. We want to thank and appreciate the nurses and caregivers, both within the hospitals and at home, and those provided by Pinnacle, who have been with Dad for the last couple of years.